Today we're going to take a look at another Lenovo tablet, this time the Yoga Smart Tab with Google Assistant. And this comes with Android 9, Snapdragon 439 processor, a 10.1-inch IPS screen at 1920 by 1200 resolution. And this does have the 802.11 A, B, G, N, and AC to connect to Wi-Fi. Plus this has Bluetooth 4.2. And it comes with a pretty decent sized battery, which is 7,000 milliamp hours. And I'll leave a link in the description below with current pricing and more information. I ended up getting this one on sale for $199. I believe the normal pricing is usually right around $349. This one does have 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. It's also got a 5 megapixel front facing camera and an 8 megapixel rear facing camera. This also has a 360-degree far-field voice recognition, Dolby Atmos, plus dual hi-fi speakers with sound by JBL. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. It comes with a USB-C charging cable, 5-volt 2-amp charging brick, product registration information, and of course safety, warranty, and quick start guide. So when it comes to tablets in general, this is definitely a little more unique form factor. You can see it's got a speaker on each side of this cylinder at the bottom, and then you've also got a microphone on each side, USB-C charging port on the left, headphone jack, power and volume buttons on the right hand side. And then there's also a microphone along the top. Then you've got the rear facing camera down towards the bottom, and what looks like a really small speaker is actually the kickstand release button, which locks into position at several different angles. And right underneath the kickstand is where you can put in the micro SD card. And then what seems a little strange to me is they put the front facing camera on the left hand side. I'm not sure why you wouldn't put that at the top in landscape mode, but I'm sure they've got their reasons. You can use it standing up, or you can lay the tablet down and use it to prop it up at a lower angle. This actually looks really nice in person, and it's a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I thought for sure with this huge cylinder at the bottom that it was just going to add weight to the device, but surprisingly it doesn't seem to. And here's a quick size comparison of the Yoga Smart Tab next to the new 10.2-inch iPad and the Galaxy Tab A 10.1. It looks like we're using about 11 gigabytes of the 64 gigabytes of storage. So I'd say that's pretty good, although I haven't installed any games yet, so that's definitely going to be cutting into that even more. Now, one thing that Lenovo does like to do on the home screen of their tablets is they add a little tab here to go to the left, which then goes to almost like a news feed, but in this instance it's just going to YouTube, which I kind of like because I'm going to be using YouTube pretty much every day anyways. Then if you just swipe to the left, you'll get the Google news feed. The cameras on this tablet aren't anything special like a lot of tablets out there, but definitely better than on the Smart Tab 10 HD and the Fire HD 10. To me it seems like the colors seem a little bit more muted or even faded versus what it looks like in real life, but not bad for a tablet, and it actually gives you some pretty decent detail. Here's a couple of samples just to give you an idea of what they look like. So after testing out the tablet this week, I can honestly say this has really surprised me. It's actually better than I thought it would be, with only a couple drawbacks that may or may not keep you from buying. First off, I love the speakers on this tablet, much better than the Galaxy Tab A 10.1 or Fire HD 10. Even though they aren't front-facing speakers, they are plenty loud enough and have a much better full range of sound compared to other tablets that I've used. Each of these projectors. So before we start comparing these, let's do a quick unboxing for the Vankyo V610. So this one has a LED brightness of 6000 lux, somewhat low fan noise that isn't noticeable once you start streaming movies or playing games. And both have pretty decent speakers that would be loud enough for a medium-sized room, but obviously you want to use surround sound speakers or a soundbar if possible. But there's a couple things that make one projector a little bit better than the other. One thing that really bothers me is the remote control sensor, or the remote control itself, for the Lenovo is completely... Now, even though this comes with an entry-level Snapdragon 439 processor, it still performed fairly decent for the games that I tested. Sure, it recommends the lowest graphics settings on PUBG Mobile, but it still played pretty smooth, without any problems. I also played Call of Duty Mobile with my Xbox One controller, and graphics actually looked better than on PUBG Mobile, and gameplay was nice and smooth as well with no glitches. The screen on this tablet is nice and bright, with plenty of detail at different angles. One negative is it only plays standard definition on Netflix instead of HD, but it still looks decent in my opinion and wouldn't be a deal breaker for me since it does play 1080p on YouTube, which I probably use more than Netflix. When it comes to battery life on the Yoga Smart Tab, it's actually pretty good as well. I did a battery drain test with screen brightness turned up all the way while streaming continuous video, and it lasted around 6.5 hours before the battery finally died. And then to charge the battery back up from 0 all the way to 100%, it took roughly about 3.5 hours. So overall, my first impressions of the Lenovo Yoga Smart Tab is actually really good. The built-in stand is really convenient and the speakers are great for watching videos. I think the only thing that holds this tablet back is the Snapdragon 439 processor. There are some hiccups from time to time where you realize this isn't a high-end device, but I do think it's a good alternative to the Fire HD 10 or Galaxy Tab A 10.1, but only if you can get it when it's on sale, because I would not buy this tablet at full price when you can currently get the Galaxy Tab A 10.1 at a cheaper price. Not to mention the new iPad 10.2 inch is also on sale right now. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.